Hi guys, this is Namkraft. Are you ready for the finale? Not quite yet, because this is only the first set of the series, and we're going to be potentially releasing the last game in the series. Jaedong is down 3-0. One more game is going to be out here. Let's see how Light is going to be celebrating after this, and of course Best is also celebrating because he's much better against Terran than he's against Zerg. Yes, if you don't know already, the winner of this account is going to be fighting against Best in the upcoming semi-finals, and we will have a break for a week, and next week we're going to be returned with the other two quarterfinals, and this is Snow vs Rain and Soki vs Rush. So I think we might have the eventuality of a PvP final. If Rush can somehow magically defeat Soki, then I think either Snow or Rain will take him easily. And if Best can defeat whoever wins here, possibly Light, then we might have a PvP final. It's not the ideal we actually want to have the Protoss as another race, but it's still better than CVT final. It's definitely better than ZBZ final or TBT final in that regard. But anyhow, yeah, Jaedong is almost certain to lose here, so we will not have a ZBZ final. We might still have a ZBT or ZBP, which is a little bit more potential. But anyways, 4-star is the map. Let me just quickly show you some information. Here are the the news and of course the asset prices around the world. If you're trading stocks like Namkraft, you will find this information a little bit more useful. Looks like Jaedong is going to be going for 12 hatchery. His enemy is once again close on position in the bottom left, one at the bottom right. And so he's once again possibly going to look to apply with the pressure here. The blood is scouting in the wrong direction. But for the time, it looks like Light is also scouting in the wrong direction. So this would change the course of the game slightly here. He would have a little bit more time to react. Jaedong, his opponent was going to come down now. And this drone will be able to attack the SCV that who is possibly, I think the barracks will complete, yeah, so the drone will not have a chance to attack the SCV. But Light has wasted the first SV going and scouting in the wrong direction. He's going to come out, he's going to completely wall himself off. And that other SV is going to try to attack the drone. No, he's going to start to go towards the expansion, and that's a mistake. He needs to already know that there's a base out there. He's going to return the other map, and this SV is staying way too long. He will need to go out there, but yeah, continue on with the spawning of the creation of that supply depot. Now both SCVs have been sent out. Light just wanted to be triply sure because he's leading. He's ahead. He doesn't need to, try to cut corners. He just needs to play it safe, drag the game out, and make sure he can win with his superior macro and micro. Basically, that is going to be the game plan here. Let's just quickly review once again the elo stats just to make sure what we're looking at. Looks like this week, a few minutes ago to be precise, Light is number 2 in Starcraft, 1466 is the elo scores, and Jaedong is 1329. And in comparison, the other two quarterfinalists that we have witnessed, Best is Queen, Best after defeating Queen is considerably up in terms of elo score, 1330, and Queen is down 1367. That's basically what we have going for these 4 players. Yeah, and so we're going to be looking forward to a nice semi-final. Let me just quickly check the map stats, so you know already this is 4-star, and how does it stack up against the other maps? So 4-star is so bad for Jaedong. So bad for Jaedong. I wonder why. Because I guess the reason is that it's a rather straightforward map. It's small. The base seems to be very close to each other, which favors early stages. It definitely favors Terran because he can actually rush faster. You have an expansion on the low ground, so I guess that's fine. It's very standard because you have some kind of a high ground advantage to defend against. Yeah, I guess I don't really understand why this map is so Terran favored. Besides for the fact that it's very easily rushable in the early stages. For now, we have 4 Marines checking out the outsider situation. In the essence, if he finally die, he needs to get killed now. Yeah, finally he dies, and Light is sticking to what works. He's just really going for second barracks on high ground, going for academy, and then engine bay upgrading and trying to move out and try to punish Jaedong. Jaedong's going to be going for Spire, so that's Jaedong is about, the Spire is about 30% done. And yes, for Light, he's gonna hang out behind his supply depot also for a while. If I remember correctly, Jaedong is one of those players who's known to go for some kind of mid-game Zergling push. you know, sometimes you just stop making drones and go for a huge amount of zonings. So let's see if that is going to be what he will be going for today. The time being, what are we seeing exactly? Some small skirmishes between these two players, and looks like the Marines have. I put my eye away from the screen for a little bit here, and looks like the Marines are going to start to move across. But these scans see that the Sunken is getting created, but 4 Marines and 1 firebat is not enough to get that second kill. Unless there's some spear micro, but still 1 more zone is going to get sniped, so that's not bad. And that's going to go back. I says, what? I don't have enough. I cannot defeat you, not destroy your Sunken. I'm going to back up and just try to play the long game, get some turrets in the right position, and so forth and so forth. For the time being, yeah, Slight Light is content to just sit on his side of the map. We're gonna be seeing some turrets created here, and Jaedong is in a much better position, I think, compared to previous game. This firebat would discover the top level base here. It looks like Zerg is getting sent to that area. The firebat is not stimming, so which means he would have full health to maybe hide behind the middle person. Gonna try to go and hide somewhere else, because the Zerglings have found it. The firebat gets the first Zergling, he might get the second. Now 2 Zerglings will be too much. And where are these mutants going? Looks like Jaedong is not paying attention. He almost lost, I think he lost the first mutant or a Zergling or something like that. He lost something to those Marines, and now Jaedong is going to be completely crippled in the next attack. We will not here. We will have very weak, very frail, very thin, very sick, very diseased mutants coming into the attack here. He will attack against the choke there. 1 turret and I think the rally point for Jaedong. It's not some blockers. He's running it right to the front door. You need to run it to a little bit more of a safer location. But anyways, now if he's unlucky, his damage meter would fall. Now, like, he's got 7 meters, but 2 out of 7 has been damaged. And what is 2 out of 7 in terms of fraction? If you're good at mathematics, let me know what is 2 divided by 7. What is it? 2 divided by 6 is 33. Alright, so 2 divided by 7 is something like 28, maybe 26. You know, if you are intervene for management consulting jobs, they will ask you these kind of really insane questions like, what is 2 divided by 7? Or like, what is 15 divided by 19? And you're supposed to expect how to be able to actually, you know, estimate it in your head, and that's just weird, man. Anyways, this country is gonna be able to get snipes at some point in the future. Marines gonna try to go there with some mutants and trying to attack. We have 9 mutants versus about 7 or 8 Marines. Some good dances between the mutants and the Marines here. I think now Jaedong has got much better, you know, foresight. He's going to try to surround with the Zerglings. If he can get these Marines getting sniped, it's going to be a nice idea. With bad micro, he loses the first mutant, he loses yet another, but he's going to be able to get up the rest of the Marines, so the situation is not so bad for Jaedong anymore, despite the early hiccup. But now, what is going to be next move here? He's got his 3 hatches, he's got his gas mining. The 3 extractors is going to be a good idea. You need to switch into Queen's Nest. You need to start to build some lurkers. 11, 10 mutants come trying to attack you, but 1 getting sniped right on. Jaedong's micro this game is not so good. As you can see, his expressions as he's not showing any kind of emotions on screen, but I'm sure inside he's like, I don't know, crapping his fans possibly. Anyways, there's going to be 12 mutants attacking, and I think 1 more mutant have died. Another 1 died. You need to brood down together. He's going to try to attack the supply depot. This will not do anything at all. He will possibly supply block. Might is hunting with supply block. He's got just enough to go for a while. And yeah, the thing is, the mutants are being a little bit too overzealous. He's gonna try to surround me, not able to get anything done. This is exactly what Light wants. He wants to trade mutants for Marines, but now it looks like the number of Marines have fallen out though. And now the next wave of Zerglings arrived here. There's only 5 Marines remaining, and now these mutants are. He need to have a few more Zerglings to start to attack against the turrets at the expansion, but he's decided to go inside the main, and that's a mistake. The mutants are thinning out though. Jaedong with his 3 gas is able to have a slight advantage in the early stage. The Starcraft is pumping what Zerglings have started to attack against the turret, and once the first turret falls, he will have free access to the middle line. But for time he's destroying the turret on the high ground. You need to focus more on the Marines and not really the turrets. Yeah, getting the Marines destroyed is the better idea. He gets some of the turrets destroyed here, but now the turret's gonna push some of these mutants back, and one more turret is falling at the expansion. The Marines gonna try to scramble to get to the low ground, and that's gonna allow a free reign on high ground for Jaedong to go to. He gets another turret. He's not committing with the full force of the mutants. He's gonna fall back, and he's so lucky that 3 of his mutants are all purple, but they're not yet fully destroyed. And more Zerglings gonna try to come to attack against the turret at the expansion. Jaedong is almost had this game in the back. I think 62 supply for Jaedong, light down to 54. And Jaedong's coming once again. He is so lucky to not get the weak witches snipe, but he's probably not lucky anymore. SCVs were forced to evacuate it, but this game is not yet over because if you look at the drone saturation in the various places, very few drones for Jaedong. He's got very few in the main, he's got very few at the expansion. Third place got only one drone on gas. I think he's got 0 drones on gas, not even 1 drone on gas, and life is, I think, calculated correctly that he just need to hold until the science vessels arrive. But can he hold? Looks like witches are so strong they come to get the last of the Marines. There's gonna be more Marines. Zerg are within reach of the turret. The turret is gonna be falling as well. There's 2 more forces, so Jaedong has got hope to come back in this game. The first science vessels are, but nothing to support those barracks. The barracks gonna be falling very. Zerg is gonna get on high ground now. Now everything that comes out of barracks is gonna get destroyed. He's gonna have to pull off his SV to get it. Actually try to get as many Zerg as possible with the SCV. It's gonna be a little bit better. And maybe try to go for one irradiate at some point. But GG by line, one game has been won by Jaedong, and you watch this game with fury, with intensity. Please feel my company it's gonna be individual. Look at Jaedong's expression. He's slightly annoyed by his own victory. Thanks for watching tonight.